when I teach, I want to teach remotely because that's maybe how we're going to roll. In my neck of the woods, which is Bedford County and Lynchburg, what we're planning on doing is the colleges are going to go remote, but the dual enrollment and the K through 12 are actually K through 7 is going to go to school every single day, but the elementary students are going to be broken into thirds. A third's going to go to the elementary school building, a third's going to go to a middle school building, and a third's going to go to the high school for social distancing. And then the 8 through 12 is only going to come to what remains of their middle and high school that's not being taken up by elementary classrooms 2 days a week. So Monday and Wednesday, or Tuesday and Thursday. And then Friday is going to be a day in which additional resources as needed.
How many schools do you guys support?
We support, I work with a community college that has 6 different counties and about 200,000 students.
Okay.
So big.
Yeah, we have 66 schools total. 37 of them are elementary schools. So we don't have even come up with a strategic plan
That's our crazy one. I don't know what I feel about it yet. We just found out on Monday.
Well, how are elective teachers feeling about this? Because I've been asked to do a PD for teaching art online because that's my background. I'm in art and CTE. And, the hands-on experience is what the elective teachers are really struggling with. So.
Absolutely. So what we're going to be doing in all of our CTE classes is we'll meet twice a week with our students. During the 2 days, we're going to be extremely hands-on. But the other 2 days, we're going to scaffold what they're about to do the next day hands-on, if that makes sense.
That does.
So it's interesting, but it's really going to have to be focused because, you can't waste a moment. This is a really different thing, and I want to get students to get across. So let me kind of show you what I'm doing with all that. By the way, I read a lot of books. The reason I'm helping out with Bitespeed is I do a lot of their virtual reality and their Teams training all over the US for schools everywhere. So I'm the mother of 6. There's me there. I have 6 children and 6 grandchildren, and the big kid over here is the husband.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful family.
Thank you. So what I always start off by saying is that we realize that we can talk all about Teams till I'm blue in the face, but there is a digital divide. Yeah. And there are some students who go home and have every possible beautiful color environment where they have every device, every parental support piece, they've got it all. But let's face it, that's not most of our students. At least in my neck of the woods, many of my students, it's literally, they're in a black and white world with very little connectivity, bandwidth, devices. So yes, I love Teams. I love what it can do, but let's face it, we first have to start here. Yeah. What I do at the beginning of every single remote class, what I always recommend, and feel free to take any of these ideas, is I always put this logo up in our classroom. We respect each other, we try our best, we are a team, we learn from mistakes, we create, and we celebrate each other's success. And especially since you teach high school like I do, one of the problems becomes is students, since they're not face-to-face, they become a little bit like a troll. You know what I mean? They say and do things that they probably wouldn't have done face-to-face,
Yes.
So we keep bringing that up. So with Microsoft Teams, yes, there's this reason to celebrate summer, but then we're going to have to act. Let's use this time to remake schooling in a way that's more humane, more creative, more meaningful, and learning centered. This is our moment. And so what does Teams bring to the table? Well, first, Teams is free. It provides this consistent experience across all devices. Google schools are using it. Microsoft schools are using it. And the reason that it's been such a good fit, beside all the features I'm about to show you, is it's used by about 93% of companies. So therefore, the parents that are sitting at home may already be using this. They're not using Google Classroom. So therefore, it's a really easy fit for parents to help out, and it works on any device. So desktop, PC, Mac, Chromebook, tablet, iPhone, Android, any browser, you're good to go. Okay. So right now they have something called a 3x3 grid, and you see 9 students at a time, but they're all there. rolling out this month, it's going to 49 faces. So you get to kind of see everybody. I don't think too many of us have bigger classes than that. So we should be good to go. And I start from the beginning as I go to show teams. Parents have to be our allies in this. So what a best practices that I do is I have every teacher to screen record what they're going to be doing in teams. And this is for their parents and their students to look at weeks before class starts. So they can kind of wrap their mind around what are we going to be doing here and how I can help. Yeah. And again, organizations all over the country, all over the world are using this. Since March, Teams has blown up 400 times the amount in education than it was in March. So we're really seeing this blow up. So let me kind of now go live into Teams and show you and kick a tire or two, if that's okay, to show you around.
Sure.
And start at the beginning here. So here I am. Question?
No, I said Flipgrid.
Yeah, I was just doing a webinar on Flipgrid too. Or I was just working in British Columbia a moment ago, and this morning I started in Kenya.
Wow.
So a lot of PD on all, we offer all kinds of PD, so whatever. So it's very cool.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, so this panel over here on the left in Teams is called the Me panel. Why? This is my activities that I'm a part of, like my assignments, whatever. My chats to the teachers or to my classmates. This is my classes or my teams that I'm a part of. And here's some of the classes that I'm taking. Here's my assignments, my calendar of when I'm meeting with my students and so forth. And all I have to do to make a time to meet with them is click on calendar and click new meeting and just put what date and time, and now it's in everybody's calendar. Super simple. Nice. And they get that little link and they can join in on any device. So let's look at the team itself.
Okay.
Not only, now like you're probably familiar with Zoom and Google Meet, those just meet, but this does a lot more than just meet, and that's why so many schools are starting to use Teams. So I'm going to pretend we're in a science class or maybe in a medical healthcare because we're talking CTE. So here's how simple it is to make a team. Now, usually the schools might push the students into the classroom, but I'm going to create one from scratch just to do it with you. I'm going to click create a team. That was on the upper right-hand corner right here.
I saw that.
And now after I create a team, I'm going to call our team. Now, when you create a team, you have 4 options, and this is kind of cool that you can do this. The classroom is more the model of teachers and students, like the teachers have tons of rights, students don't. This is for professional learning. So if you want to get your teachers in CTE ready, I would create this and get all your teachers in it so that there's not like, a chief in charge. Everyone has full rights so they can try things. This is if you want to do staff. What we do at our school is we have all of our teachers in cohorts together, so we can work collectively. Our administration's in there, our admins are in there, everybody. And if you want to, if we don't go this fall, which in Virginia, our numbers are a little bit better than other states, but let's face it, right below us in North Carolina, it's bad.
Yeah.
Bad. And let's face it, we don't know what next week holds because people aren't taking this very seriously.
Yeah.
This is where you could do clubs, activities, football, everything. So this is where students are all kind of can have the same rights. There's not like a teacher. So I'm going to create a class, and what did you used to teach, Yolanda?
I'm teaching digital media and graphics right now.
Oh, perfect. So I'm going to call this digital media and graphics. And so I have my class, and I can put as many students in it as possible. So I'm going to pick a couple students in here, and I can put co-teachers, and now we have a class. Woohoo! And when a class is created, this is more than like a discussion board or like where we're doing videos like we are now. We have an entire classroom notebook. You can assign assignments, grades, and they can have this entire environment. And it actually has over 300 apps that can be added for free, like, since you mentioned it, like Flipgrid, like Pear Deck, like Kahoot, all these pieces and websites, YouTubes. For example, in my CTE classes, I put tons of YouTubes in here so that they can help teach us maybe the parts of the engine or whatever we're learning that day to have in here. And there are tons and tons of these educational ones that you can just pop right in. So, which is really nice to have everything in one place and we're not sending our students to all these different places, right?
Yes. So I'm just make sure I understand. Adding the app just allows them to open that file format, right?
Actually, let me go back to,
Not a
I'm going to show you what I
creator.
just did in Flipgrid seconds ago.
Mhm.
I'm going to go back into my science class down here, and I was just teaching the folks from Alberta, Canada, how to Flipgrid, and here's what it really looks like. I gave everyone the task of window in their world. So up in Canada just seconds ago, they had to show me around their little world. So here's some teachers.
Hi, Deb. I'm Maddie. I'm Rebecca. And we're from Cleedon Elementary in British Columbia.
Wow.
So do you see how they're really here?
Yes.
Yeah, and for example, if I have this really cool website that I want to put in here, I could click website, put it in, and it would be fully brought in. For example, I'm going to put a website here. Let's say I'm doing some math today. They could actually do,
Desmos.
yeah, I could put Desmos, I can put anything. Oh, you know Desmos, yay for you.
Yeah.
So I could do live things at any website right inside of Teams. So I'm not sending them away and doing all these things separately. I love this.
Okay, so here's why I asked about the app
Yeah.
specifically, because like I said, my intro to computer apps teacher, you know, one of the biggest things that he was complaining about is he works on the labs because they have Office on the labs.
Yeah.
Chromebooks doesn't have Office. So
Right.
if you were to add, say, Microsoft
I can
Word,
add Word and do all the things right here.
so it's
So
okay.
so I could, let me just do that for you. I could click files and upload, hold on, I'm gonna just go back into my other class. I'm gonna go under files and I could upload any kind of Word documents, Excel documents. I could even put Google documents for that matter. And now that I put these in here, I could click this plus sign once again where I added. And now I could upload a Word document. For example, I don't know what this document is. It might be empty, but oh, I'll do this one. And I could then work together with my class on teaching Word here, because now I'd have my ribbon and doing all that, or I could share my screen, either way.
So they're not creating, you're
They
working.
can create two. Hold on. Yeah, they'll be able to create two. So let me show you that.
Sorry, I
So
didn't mean to jump ahead of you.
No, you're good. So
Okay.
imagine now we're in your digital media or science class, and now this is called general post. It's where like everyone can say, hello, how are you? You know, post assignments. And down here, notice I could attach files. I could do a little emojis. I could do something, you know, really cool right here. Give me a little Will Smith. I could meet now. Maybe a student says to me, I'm kind of confused. I could just go off and meet with them real quick in video. But I also have things like adding YouTube videos. Anytime we meet like we're doing right now is automatically recorded. It's put in a box called Stream, and I could just pop that right back in, because not all students can be synchronous and come to our live events, because there might only be one computer, if that, in a home.
Yeah.
So now they could watch these recordings right here. I can do all these things live. And what I'm now able to do is, after we announce something, I'm going to take you into the class notebook. And to me, this is the heart of what Teams does well. So the class notebook is actually Microsoft OneNote, but it's done as a class team. Let me show you around. We're going to have three pieces. We're going to have student notebooks. Remember when we put the students in? Now, each student will have their own notebook digitally that they can see and their teachers can see, but no student can see the other student's notebooks. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then we have a content library and a space like a chalkboard, whiteboard that we can all work together. Okay. So for example, in my class, first of all, I'm going to get some more space. So do you see me going up and get these little arrows up here? This just makes this full screen. Okay. And the other tool you need to navigate around is this navigational panel. And let me show you around. We have this collaboration space. Whatever I put here in the pages, This would be where everyone in the class can see. So I was doing Canada and we were labeling the provinces of Canada. So everyone could work on this together. And this is where I could pull in a video of them making something in Adobe Photoshop in your digital media world. And then students could enter, you know, they could scroll down this page and everybody could put the video they created this week or the website and everybody could look at it. This could be my collective space. In fact, let me just make a quick media page for us. And what I could do on this page is not only type, boring, right? And every student could type, but we can insert files, maybe videos that they've created, websites, Word documents, Excel, that we could all see each other's. Or we can add pictures, and these pictures could come from your local, but we can get pictures online. So let's say I type in a media specialist. Well, we could, these all, by the way, are from the Creative Commons, so we're not, you know, breaking any copyright.
Okay, great.
So we can now put in what maybe a media specialist would work with, teaching social media, all these pieces and parts with an image. Well, usually, I think maybe I picked a picture that wasn't so great. I can record audio, so can the student. So right now my voice is being recorded and I could put questions out there using my voice, and all the student would need to do is click on this little audio recording and let me do that. It'll play it right back for them. Audio, so can the student. So right now my voice is being recorded and I could put questions. We can do math back here. It actually can do the steps of math. For example, if you put this equation that I have for the bottom, it would go through how do you solve that step by step. So now we have a whole math environment back here as well. Wow. I can put little stickers when if I want to go in and look at students' work and say, you're doing a great job. These aren't just boring stickers. I could say, nice work, Yolanda, or put any language I wanted to. Am I spelling it right?
Yes, you are. Thank you.
And I could put a little sticker for your work as you guys are all collectively working in this environment. And I could, if the student uploaded, let's say their Word document, I could write right on top of it here. So I could circle something, I could type something, you know what I mean, to kind of annotate it completely. Back here, I also, I'm going to go down here and click at a spot. This is all, by the way, automatically saved, so you never have to save anything. What? One of my, one of my favorite pieces back here is there's a little microphone. Do you see where I am? I'm under the Home tab.
I am.
I want you to imagine that I have a special situation where I broke my hands. I have special needs. Maybe I have cerebral palsy. I, at any time, could click dictate right here, and let me show you. I click dictate, and look right on the screen, and look mom, Yolanda, no hands. Do you see whatever I'm saying is typing up on the screen?
I do, I see it.
So now students, by the way, it can understand 64 different languages as well. So I could practice my foreign languages. And this is great for kindergarten, grade 1, first grade, second grade. That way students who can't read yet could talk back to the teacher and spell it all out, and I can just stop. This also has something called the Immersive Reader. I'm going to go under the View tab right here, click Immersive Reader. Here's what this means. If I put an assignment out for the student, it can actually be read to the student the other direction. So for example, I could click right here and
dictate and look right on the screen. And look mom, Yolanda, no hands. Do you see whatever I'm saying is typed?
So, and now it has like a picture dictionary. It's, by the way, making the parts of speech different colors. But if I click on the word typing, do you see how I get a picture library? So if I have ESL students or younger students, they can actually, you know, think about it. If you're a first grader, how are you supposed to read all this without a parent?
Yeah.
So now that's not the problem that it was, you know, that other things have. So super cool with that. But now let me take you back into, we see what the notebook can do, but let me show you how it's set up. Remember we said there's the collaboration, we could work together. There's the content of some of the quizzes I'm going to be pushing out. And then here's all my students, Adele and Al and Alex and Ashley. but they can't see each other's notebook. And I can create these notebooks any which way. I can put my notes in them, my quizzes, my labs, my activities. So let's say we're meeting every other day in a CTE class, like I'm going to be. I teach, I'm a business teacher, so I teach Microsoft Office, all that type of thing. So I would push into, maybe we're face-to-face today and we did some things on the computer, but I'm now gonna push a lab that they're gonna do tomorrow on their own device. So how do I do that? I don't wanna have to go into each notebook of every student and do that. I'd be here forever. All I have to do as the teacher is click class notebook at the top, and I can distribute a page or a section, and these pages could be videos and all my information and Word documents and Excel, everything. I just click distribute page and pick what page it is, and then push it into whatever section of their notebook that I want to push it in. So maybe I want to put it under labs. I click 1 second later, and now everybody has all these files that they can now write on top of and answer questions and everything, that I could see what they're doing, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So now I can push all these items out. If I want to review their student work, again, I don't have to open every tab and look. I just click a button and click which assignment, and it pops me from student to student within there. If I want to assign a due date, let me go back into Teams and go back into my little science teams. So if I want to assign a due date, I would just click assignment. And when I create it, I could grab a page that I'm going to put in their notebooks and make it a due date. So what date is it going to be due? How many points? Is there going to be a rubric? All these pieces and parts. And then once it's assigned, I know I'm doing this quick, but just to give you a big overview, it goes in this gradebook, and this gradebook works with almost any learning management system, including Canvas. So they can just export it right into Canvas, and now everything is seamless. So now I can see whatever assignment they're working on, give them all kind of feedback as I go along. In fact, I can also create little quizzes here. If I want to create a little question where it's all self-graded, Microsoft Forms is part of Microsoft Teams. So let me just show you what Forms looks like here. Let me sign in. And what this allows me to do is make surveys or quizzes that are just auto-graded. For example, here's that algebra quiz, and it has all the math symbols in it, so I don't have to, type all that craziness. And I can put anything, including files, in here. And then when it's all self-graded, if they get this answer, they would get so many points, super easy to make. But what's great about it is they could see their quiz on a computer, but it works on any mobile device, because we're not sure if every student's going to have a nice, beautiful machine.
Yeah.
And remember that immersive reader we saw earlier? Well, it can read them their quiz as well. So it's everywhere.
Oh.
Algebra quiz. Please complete the following equation.
So again, not leaving anybody out. And when they turn their responses back in, I just did some training for all New Brunswick. It's a province in Canada, and I wanted to see how we did. So they filled out the little survey, one of these type numbers. Look how beautiful their responses come back to me. This is just gorgeous. 668 people, and I can see it that quickly. By the way, any of these quiz questions can have pictures, videos, whatever you want as a part of it. So super simple to make. So when people say Teams, we're not just talking about like Zoom or Google Meet where you talk to each other. It's this entire event that as soon as we stop the video, the students can still go in their class notebook. They can still post and ask questions. We can still have Flipgrids and Pear Decks and all these really cool things to collaborate. And if teachers forget any of this, if they click help down here, there's all these great little snippet videos. In fact, I've actually made some for Microsoft that they can click and play them back and figure out what to do and how to do it. Super simple. Woo! So I've been talking way too much. So the question for you is, what do you think, or what are some of the questions you might have now?
that was a great presentation. And one of the things that I was questioning as you were doing this, because we are really, like I said, we're pushing Canvas to do a lot of the things
Yeah.
that you are showing that teams can do.
Yes.
But Canvas is, has its own limitations specifically for the business teachers. So because I actually got onto this because I wanted to have something to offer the business teachers who,
Yeah.
we have Google, we have Chromebooks, but is there some way that the kids can get online? First question is this. The students I saw were pre-populated. Was that through the school district's school information system?
It can be done manually, but what we do is we just have it all. The school district just pushes. There's this real free integration tool. They push one button and it shows up with all your students and all your classes. So that's how we do it.
So I know that my technology department is not going to offer that integration for the teachers. So, but they can't upload student rosters, for example, with a spreadsheet or anything like that.
That can be done, yeah. In fact, I would tell you it might be a little easier, especially some of our teachers I know teach like 4 or 5 sections.
Mm-hmm.
It might be easier if you had, maybe one person per school just push them out, so the teachers wouldn't have to learn that too. But that's your call. But it can be done by the teacher as well.
The PLC leader or the department chair.
Correct. That's what I really recommend, because they're already a little overwhelmed. So.
So well, then that asks me another question. Then, so is Microsoft Teams something that the district has to adopt in order for it to be used? Because you did say free, but I felt like there has to be like a district adoption for this in order for it to be utilized effectively.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's what, for example, in my neck of the woods, pretty much our CTE uses Teams for the exact same reasons you've stated. So all of our CTE teachers, but now all the teachers who've started to see it from other grades now want it. So it's become kind of a teacher wants it because Teams is free. It can be pushed out. And since you're already using Office 365, you already have this sitting right in front of them.
Oh, okay. And that's what I need to find out, because I know they use the licenses on actual desktop computers, but I don't know if they subscribe to Office 365. So having that subscription does allow Teams to be utilized. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, yeah, it's a free piece, but if, in other words, now for example, when my students go to their school email address, let me just show you what they would see. When the students log in, they get to this landing page that has the Teams, and it's easier that they don't have to, go to some other website. It's right here in front of them.
Gotcha. So I have that experience through my graduate school. I have the experience seeing this. So I was like, oh, so that's what I'm looking at. I didn't know that's what I was looking at. So, but okay.
And this is where students, if students get to this log page, they, if your school subscribes at all to Office 365 for your students, to be able to take these business classes, they can install the 5 full copies to all their computers in their house of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all those pieces.
Wow, but the school subscription covers that.
Right.
Okay.
And it's $2.50 for full Office per student per month. That's that subscription model, and that's how you get all the Office, not just the lightweight version online, but the installed version of Office.
That's okay. And that's funny that you said that, because I think 3 years, oh my goodness, I think it's been 5 years when Office 365 was first introduced. We looked at it and we decided not to do it because it was too light. So you're saying that we can install it now from a push.
Well, so in other words,
model.
this, for example, if I open this Word, this is called Word Online, it's too light. There's not much here. You know what I mean? That's the free.
Oh, that's way too light.
Yeah, that's the free. But the
yeah,
$2.50 is this Word. It's the installed version, what we call the premium version of Microsoft Office. And now when they open this, you'll see that it's, thousands and thousands of features that you're probably familiar with.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was, I mean, I really like what it can do. I really like the opportunities that it provides, and really looking out for my business teachers, and that's what I came on here for, to see. And my biggest question, like I said, was the adoption of it. So I will have to check with my department chair and
Yeah, and see what's possible.
see.
Let me know if I can help. By the way, if you want to jot down this code, you don't have to do this. I'm actually a Microsoft certified trainer. And so every time you go with me for any training, including today, you get a badge and
Yay!
it's towards your Microsoft Innovative Educator. So if you would jot down or take a screenshot,
Okay.
if you go to the website education.microsoft.com, it's free. You can create a free profile with your school email and then click on your face and click on that redeem achievement code. If you put in this code today, you will work towards your Microsoft Innovative Educator and get the Microsoft Teams badge that you've kicked a tire or two.
All right. I'm taking a screenshot. Hopefully I
So,
can see it.
yeah, hopefully you can see. I think you will. It's pretty big. I put it in purple here in big letters.
Yes.
So now let me give you my email. I'm
Okay.
Corinne Hoisington. Here is my email at the bottom. So
Okay.
along with Bytespeed, and they offer all kinds of training and of course all kinds of devices. But let us know how we can help. And if you have any more questions.
Yeah, I have a personal question.
Sure.
Semi-personal. You said you
Sure.
you deal with virtual reality.
Yeah, big time.
Yes. So like how is that going? Is that being adopted more so now?
Oh, massive. I mean, it's in, wow, every West Virginia school now has it at, has a lab in the elementary, middle, and high school. Virginia's been kind of weird. It's like spotty all over the state, but most other states all have it. There are now thousands of apps, and let me just show you, since you ask. I present on this all the time, and if you ever want me to do a free presentation on VR for your school, I would be happy to. But so I want you to imagine, let's say we're talking nursing or anything like that. There are now apps, there are thousands of them that look like this. I mean, look at this. Every system in the body, 1,400 body parts. I didn't even know I had that many.
Oh.
So CPE is using their Perkins Grant funding because, and by the way, I already had the Perkins Grant all written. If you email me, I'll be happy to share it with you.
Okay.
But we have now been getting VR labs all over the country. I've been helping schools get these because this way, and this isn't the headset where you put the phone in, this is a little more high tech, but really an entire VR system with hundreds and hundreds of dollars of apps on board and everything like that is about $3,000 for everything. And that computer could be used for your CTE classes as well, but could also be used with the VR headset. And also for gaming, nowadays esports is getting huge. And in business, in every department, there's welding in CTE, there's machine shop, there's art. In your world, look at this for multimedia. I'll show you one more and I'll shut up.
You're good. You're good. I'm really interested. Is this the Google Tilt Brush? I've seen it.
Isn't it crazy? This is the headset connected to the computer. And Bytespeed has the best prices on these. It's just amazing. And I go out and do, when you get these through Bytespeed, I go out and do all the training on all the equipment for everybody. So this is hands-on. It's just really off the chart amazing where all this has changed. So you already knew about Tilt Brush. I'm impressed.
Yes. Well, I went to Visti and HP. I think HP has a.
I work with HP as well.
It's so weird.
Yes, they have a wearable computer.
Yeah.
And then take out.
I wouldn't actually recommend that one, but there are other
First,
really great
unmount
ones.
the front exhaust section.
But
Are
if
you
have any
serious?
questions about this is like for automotive
Remove-
class, and this really brings me back. This really kind of works because now if we're limited with the time,
Those are headers. That's not an exhaust
students
section. What do you
can,
mean?
Use this
What
and
do you
be able to
mean?
really go a lot further, a lot
Those
quicker.
off.
So it's really just the answer to a lot of the situation here.
That is awesome. Wow. And you said that is so. Okay, so we are CCPS is unique in that very strategic with its fundings.
Sure.
So it usually, the county as a whole usually buys things that will work for, I guess, a majority of the students it's targeting for. So for example, because our tech center may only have 1 or 2, maybe 5 classes total that teaches automotive shop, they may not even have considered a VR option for them,
Yeah.
you know, because it's like a very small percentage of the whole county.
Yeah, and here's the idea. What we've done at our schools, we have a VR lab, and the concept here is that every teacher comes and uses it all the time. So there's shop students come in and do, you know what I mean? Or they're on wheels, so you can roll it down the hallway and, you know, just put it in their classroom. So now every class uses this. Now the problem is every class wants it constantly.
Is it one set or 30 sets per?
We never recommend 30, and because you need, if someone's in the headset, they have to have a guide on the side.
Yes.
So what we do is we have a lab of 10, and then groups break into groups of 3, and they have a lab that they're doing and activities, and someone's making sure everything's safe. So let me just show you on the Bytespeed page what these things look like so you can visualize. And Bytespeed, let me show you VR. There you go. So what it looks like is, here's a mobile. So they have these, you can put them in the lab, or they look like this. Do you kind of see what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so that has wheels.
Yeah.
So if the teacher just wants to bring it down to their class and just use just one of them, and they can project it so everybody can see it on a larger screen. Or we have 10 in a lab where students just, you know, work in groups of 3 on. So that way you can use them any which way.
That is amazing. I saw a picture of that because I was doing a research project on how to create a visual art studio, you know, like how much it costs. And I saw that and I was like, hey, that would be an awesome workstation for my studio.
Exactly. And then they can use it not just for VR. See the headset hanging here?
Yes.
But they can use it for everything. And and this one's neat because it can lower. I think that item is, you know, the not without the computer and all. It's I want to say that mobile card is only like a few $100s.
Yeah.
But everything you're seeing is like about $3K.
Yes, I know.
But that's with everything preloaded, everything. Yeah. But if you got the Perkins grant's now 20, 30 grand. That buys you your lab. That's how we got it.
That's right. I do have another question then. Okay, sure. So there's the VR where you sit in front of the computer, and then there's the VR, the full immersive experience, like what we saw with the tilt brush. That is an immersive experience. There's like 3 cameras or whatever that helps with that experience. No,
that's the headset. So this is that fully immersive experience. This is.
Okay.
That screen is only there for the other 2 people that aren't in the headset so they can see.
Okay. See, that explained that. Okay. Because I did a demo with the Oculus Rift, but I had to sit down for that one.
Yeah, this one you might want to too. So, I mean, and that's what Bytespeed does, is the Oculus reseller and also does HTC Vive. So they're Oculus dealers, because Oculus doesn't really deal in education. You work with Bytespeed.
Yes.
Bytespeed, and by the way, on this website, if you get a chance later, if you go under virtual reality, I actually curate this list, thousands and thousands of VR applications. Let me just go to the website myself. And that way you can show your CTE teachers, there's videos for each one of them, what's available. If you look down this page, I have a whole link for CTE. So you could go and show your CTE teachers these hundreds and hundreds of videos of what they could do in nutrition and in agriculture and, you know, all the different classes. So healthcare, robotics, welding, engineering, business and finance, arts and entertainment. So they could click there and see what they could do on the VR headsets. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you don't do?
No, I only do VR and so it's fun. So now you know we're in the States, so LinkedIn me, you have my email address. Let me put that back up for you. And if you think of anything or you wanted me to do a free demo to anyone, let me know, okay?
Thank you so much. I'm so glad I joined this because I was like, I'm gonna join this one. Yay!
Well, I've never had just one person, but that's cool. It made it really, I was able to personalize what you need. I think we should do this all the time. I
think so too, but then you would be talking all the time. It'd be very tiring. Believe me, that's what I do at my job.
Me too.
Yes.
So, well, I hope you have a great summer, and again, keep us in the loop and see how I can help.
Yes, yes. And do you have a place where you specifically have your own trainings? Like if I want to attend a training that I know that you're going to be doing?
Yeah, if you want to jot this down, this is actually with Microsoft.
I
if
ask
you
the
go
great
to-
questions, don't I?
Yeah, you do. If you go to fairchancelearning.com and click on webinars, I run a series called Digital Education for Microsoft, and it's not like PE. Digital is the new word for 2020 in education. It means we don't know if we're going to be physical, face-to-face, or digital, remote.
Oh, I like
So we're
that.
just getting ready for digital. So I'm doing a summer series every Tuesday at 1:30. And if that's not a good time, they're all being recorded. So you can watch them and share them as well.
Cool. Is this one, I see this one is recorded. Is this going to be shared back to me so I can review it?
I can, I can share that link to you, but just email me because I don't think I have your email.
Oh, well, I will.
And
put it in
here's
the
my
chat.
email. So there we go.
Okay. Well, I took a screenshot of that. So,
Okay, good. And I can share that back with you, and that way you can show people around.
I will. I really intend to show this to my CTE department here at my school, and maybe she can influence the whole CTE department.
Yeah, I've been working with a lot of HBCs. Do you know what that is? Yes, maybe.
I do. Mhm.
And I've been working with them at Morgan State and the ones in Tennessee and Maryland. So we've been setting up VR labs throughout all those schools. So it's been really fun in the last couple of weeks. So it's been awesome. So
I will tell you, that is so exciting. I know for a fact that in Chesterfield, there is a split views about technology, and our superintendent is old school. He did not come from Chesterfield, but he basically said there's a time and place for technology, and it's not always in education. So there's a push of integrating technology, and then there's a push of hands-on experiences and one-on-one experiences with physical touch. So probably that's why we're fighting.
yeah, maybe let me give you a line to use. So
Okay.
there's so many things that we can't really experience. And for example, in a chemistry class, I cannot split an atom. We recommend against that in the classroom. But I can do that in VR. In an automotive class in VR, I can take apart thousands of different types of cars for real. But in real life, I don't recommend them taking apart the superintendents. So VR gives us that real live touch, but gives us all kinds of experiences.
That's true. And now that fuel is getting expensive, it's gotten to the point where we can't even do field trips anymore. So
yeah, now we can take the students. And to me, I really, I am from my brothers and sisters are of a diverse background.
Mhm.
And so I've really, really grown up realizing that everyone in my family was not treated the same. And the playing field is not level by no means. And so I really see that VR can finally level that playing field, because not every family of poverty has had the chance of all these different experiences that I can provide in virtual reality.
That's a good point.
So it's really been amazing, my journey on this. It's been so much fun.
Great. Well, it's so nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Corinne, is it Corinne or
Corinne, no
Corinne?
problem. Everybody pronounces it differently. It's cool.
That's okay. Well, in Virginia, they call me Yolanda. And, because A-N-D, L-A-N-D is land.
Yeah, you know how practical people are. And I'm sure with a Southern accent that some of us have, who knows how it comes out.
Oh, my goodness. But it's been great. So thank you so much. And
Take care, and I look forward to working with you. Take care.
Me too. Me too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.